What effects do media texts have on audience? It is a question that theorists have been asking for decades, and there is much debate as to the answer, or whether we can actually have a definitive answer. When you are studying audiences, which is part of the theoretical framework at GCSE and A-level media, you will find that there is a lot of different theories about whether people are affected, usually negatively, by media products, and also whether advertising media texts can actually influence people to purchase products they wouldn't have otherwise purchased. There are also theories about the possible different effects that media have on audiences. This question has interested people ever since the invention of the printing press, and it became possible to make hundreds of copies of a document, and a message could reach a mass audience. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. American psychologist Abraham Maslow suggested that we have a series of needs, with some basic physiological ones being very necessary, and other needs which are less important, such as the need for self-esteem. His hierarchy of needs suggests that once people have their basic needs met, like housing, food, safety and water, they can then go on to satisfy higher but not really essential needs. Maslow came up with a pyramid where basic needs are at the bottom and at the top something called self-actualization. This describes a person who achieved their aspirations and has a high level of self-esteem and self-respect. That said, you do not really have to have self-actualization needs met to survive, like you do basic needs like water and sleep. What's this got to do with media texts? It is very relevant to advertisers and institutions that carry advertising: newspapers, cinema, television, websites, social media, cinemas, and radio channels. Maslow's upper levels at the top of the pyramid are about self-esteem and gaining the respect of others. This can be linked to the idea that consuming particular media texts fulfills self-esteem, as does buying certain products. In this advert, arguably, the need to be respected and admired is promoted through the use of gold, connoting luxury, success and wealth, whilst the bottle shape is symbolic of a voluptuous woman's body shape. One does not actually need a perfume, the text creates a need. In a nutshell, Maslow is suggesting that if you buy a perfume, as shown to you in the media, then you will feel better about yourself because you have the respect and admiration of other people, and not because you necessarily smell better. Think, can you prove or disprove this theory from your experience? Passive audiences. Researchers investigating the effects of media on audiences have considered the audience in two distinct ways. The earliest idea was that a mass audience is passive and inactive. The members of the audience are seen as couch potatoes just sitting there consuming media texts. It was thought that this did not require the active use of the brain. The audience accepts and believes all messages in any media text that they receive. This is the passive audience model.